Many of us, particularly on international beats, often use the term power vacuum ever so lightly. But what does it actually mean? What does it really look like? And how does it factor into geopolitics of a particular region? In the context of the recent pullout of NATO and US forces from Afghanistan and the frantic, often violent grabs at power, we can easily see a vacuum is nothing short of a worst-case scenario. Namaskar and welcome to New India Junction. I am Richa Devedi and today let's look at the evolving situation to the northwest frontier. From an Indian perspective, the real challenges when it came to our immediate vicinity have more or less come from the west and the east. That is to say, from Pakistan and over the recent past, China. However, given the developing situation in Afghanistan, another major cause for concern has presented itself. Not only is the situation critical from Afghanistan's internal standpoint, but a spillover might actually contribute as a destabilizing factor for other smaller nations like Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Over the last few weeks, the Taliban have wreaked havoc across the Afghani hinterland. The aggressive advances have led to massive loss of life and property. On the other hand, the Afghanistan army has in turn inflicted heavy casualties that have considerably slowed down the Taliban's progress. The battle is to seek control of key border outposts and around 100 districts that amount to roughly a quarter of the country. The problem, of course, is with the tainted past of the Taliban. Its ties with known terror organizations and the totalitarian, almost feudal style of administration it threatens to bring back. In this whole process, Afghan media sources have not taken lightly to Pakistan's continued support to the Taliban. Simply put, as Pakistan looks to enhance its position within Afghanistan, its support in terms of arms, safe harbor, and even finances will only prolong an already violent contest and take it to the brink of a civil war. Amidst the growing tensions, Afghan Army Chief General Wali Muhammad Ahmadzai, who was scheduled to visit India and hold talks with General Naravane and India's NSA Ajit Doval, has had to postpone his visit. However, even as Taliban forces have had considerable gains over the last few days, larger cities, particularly Kabul, continue to be in control of the Afghan government. India's stand when it comes to the rapidly evolving situation has been made very clear after India's Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar presented a three-point plan for peace in the country. During the SCO Council meeting in Dushan, Tajikistan, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar had stressed on a cooperative understanding and sincere peace process in Afghanistan. His statement that said, and I quote, "The future of Afghanistan cannot be its past. A whole new generation has different expectations. We should not let them down," is largely based on India's position over the years. With regard to government, India has always maintained that an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process should be the priority. The External Affairs Minister also maintained that a seizure of power by force and one that is backed by violence will not be legitimized by the world. But given the recent incidents, particularly the reports surrounding the abduction and torture of the daughter of an Afghan envoy in Pakistan, followed by Pakistan's denial of the victim's account, do not present a bright picture. The Taliban too has adopted a somewhat different approach by opening channels of communication with different forums in hopes of gaining legitimacy. But if their forces continue the onslaught in an effort to grab control by whatever means necessary, their demand for legitimacy may not hold much weight. Over the years, India has invested billions in Afghanistan for the development and progress of the otherwise war-torn nation. This includes hundreds of schools, thousands of student exchanges, hospitals and medical aid, 2 dams, and even a parliament building. But these efforts and the massive investments have been based not on crippling the Afghan economy, but towards making it self-reliant and to ensure that Afghanistan has a fighting chance to secure for itself a bright and prosperous future. But given the current situation with the Taliban receiving the not-so-covert support from Pakistan and the recently outlined Pakistan-China Joint Action Plan for Afghanistan, the road to secure a better future for the Afghan people has become even more difficult. For now, India needs to keep a close watch on the developing situation and help in establishing a stable peace process, one that factors in all stakeholders. Moreover, India's cordial relations with Afghanistan based on the Strategic Partnership Agreement have always focused to further a secure, self-reliant and acceptable future for the Afghan people. It has therefore emerged as one of the few nations that have refused the opportunity to become a stakeholder in an effort to champion people's welfare. The same people who currently find themselves caught in heavy crossfire between the Taliban and the Afghan army. Keep watching New India Junction for more on the situation as it unfolds. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Dhanyavad and Namaste.